All right, so today we have a clip here of Tim Pool literally fighting with his co-host in the middle of one of his shows because his co-host literally pushes back at Tim calling Emma Vigeland an actual pedophile. Here it is.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. She literally. So she was offered a tour, sushi, and poker with the boys. When the show wrapped, I said, "We're all gonna hang out. We have sushi that's here, bubble tea, cheeseburgers. We put on some music. We at the table. We play a micro stakes poker game, basically poker for fun, not for money. And we can show you around." She goes, "No, I can't. I've got to run." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Thanks for coming." And what does she do? They wouldn't show me anything.
Well, she called Sam, and they were joking. I mean, she's pretty clear, like, Tim, this is like high school drama. But
So Tim Pool's co-host here, Ian, says, they were joking because Tim Pool says that, I wanted to show Emma Vigeland around. I wanted to show her my skate park, my compound that he loves to talk up a big game about. And the reason that he's so upset about this is because right after Emma was off of Tim Pool's program, because I think that they did it live, Emma called into the Majority Report because if you watch the Majority Report, you know Sam likes to take calls, but she called in to the Majority Report to discuss her appearance on Tim's show. And during her appearance, during her call on the Majority Report, her and Sam kind of make a joke about Tim Pool's compound. Here it is just for context.
And how cool was his compound?
Oh, man. Honestly, they took me around the back. I think that they were worried about showing me the skate park, so I did not see any.
Does that mean wait a second? So you were cool enough to see how cool the place was?
No,
You don't want a girl making fun of their
I didn't
skate park.
bring I didn't pop a wheelie on my way in, so I guess I didn't pass the test. But I didn't see any skate park.
Well,
saw
now
some
I don't have to be
skateboards.
seethingly jealous that you got to see the compound because you didn't.
I know, and like I kept, even after we finished the show, I was like, "You got to have Sam on again," and he was like, "Look, there's a lot of people that have just decided he's a dick."
Yeah, so clearly you could tell that they were joking there. That's what they do on the Majority Report. They like to make jokes. They like to poke fun and stuff. That was also, again, the fun half of the show. And Ian, at least someone on Tim Pool's show has the littlest, tiniest amount of common sense where they can at least acknowledge that Majority Report they like to crack jokes on there.
It was so that way, but
wait, hold on.
it wasn't. It was so that way she could slime the people here.
Yeah, I think
it wasn't like a ha Tim. It wasn't a good natured joke. It wasn't.
It actually, again, it wasn't even really. Again, I didn't play that entire. I can't play the entire call that she made into Majority Report. But this guy's saying that it was to slime Tim. I don't know what the fuck that word means. I've never heard that word used in that context. I don't think Emma was trying to slime Tim with any of that, with any of those jokes there. But clearly, Emma, and I'm sure all of us, do want Sam to go on to Tim Pool's show and have a debate with him, and that's kind of what that was leading into there. Again, I played the clip.
Because she wanted to be humorous and be fun. It was a way to slime Tim and her experience here, even though Tim was polite, kind, and
This
nice
is exactly
the entire
what
time.
Sam.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. How many times is this guy gonna bring up how nice Tim is? If you have a crush on Tim, that's fine. Just say it. Damn.
Peter did.
Exactly.
When
Why you didn't want to have Sam?
we invited him on the show, I said, I know exactly what he's going to do. It's low-tier WWE political garbage. And if I invite him on the show, they do this thing where all of a sudden, abruptly, they'll say something in a non sequitur, and you're confused by what they're saying because she had it on her computer. My understanding is that she was being told what to say.
Oh,
So,
really?
In the middle of the conversation, well, she had a list of things like written out.
To
I
your
guess.
point, that's
Oh, she had a. Okay, guys. Okay, now it all makes sense. Yeah. See, that makes perfect sense. Now I understand why Tim said that a man told Emma to say all of the things that she said during their entire debate. It's because she had notes with her. Clearly, those notes were written by a man. I mean, the evidence is clear as day. You don't bring, if you are a woman and you go to debate a man, if you're bringing notes with you, it kind of means you need a man's help. Makes perfect sense, does it not?
She's like just
Does it not?
vacuous.
Yeah,
That's
no,
an
no.
assumption, man. She's a journalist. She reads like 50 pages a day before she
Journalist.
works. Yeah.
Look at what happened with Steven Crowder and Sam Cedar, right? Steven Crowder was going to have a conversation with Ethan Klein, and then Sam barges in and then starts just clucking like a chicken, like just buck nonsense.
Nope, that's not what happened. That is so far away from an accurate depiction of what happened between Steven Crowder, Ethan Klein, and Sam Cedar. I don't have any of that pulled up. I really do encourage you guys to go look up the Crowder, Klein, and Cedar debate, because it is definitely one for the history books. It is glorious, and I go back to it every now and then and watch it because I love watching Steven Crowder run away from Sam Cedar, like the little bitch that he is, and also listening to Tim also be a bitch about Sam Cedar. I absolutely love it, but that's just not what happened. Tim is so disingenuous and so fucking just wrong about so many things that he says. I don't know how anyone can take this guy seriously. And again, you know, his co-host about to push back on him even the tiniest bit pisses Tim off so bad he nearly starts yelling.
Because it's WWE to them. So
He also keeps saying it's WWE to them. I like how Tim Pool is the one that's saying that, you know, it's all theatrics for Sam and the left, when you, again, make almost every one of your arguments is, again, so disingenuous and also predicated upon lies.
like, we can have her on the show. And I said it would be with another person to discuss ideas. So we got Sean Fitzgerald. And what does she do? Before the show, we were like, hey, let's open with crime and talk about Jordan Williams, this guy in New York who's, you know, he was a black guy. People are saying he's not getting the same support as Penny because he's black. And she goes, yeah, of course, absolutely. As soon as the show starts, what does she do? E-drama, WWE garbage.
I think Majority Report primarily is like a comedy show / it's more like the Daily Show. Like let me finish, please.
I don't know about that one.
And it's whereas this show's more serious, and I think they both, Sam and
I don't know if I agree with all that.
Emma, get a kick out of making you upset. Like, it's just part of like the pushing your
Ian,
friends around when you're little. Hold up.
This is not. No. I'm stopping you. I'm sorry. This is not me being like, oh, I can't believe I got dunked on it. This is Emma advocating for pedophilia.
No, it's not. You cut her off at 1:05. I was watching this clip. I watched the show live. You cut her off at 1:05 in the clip and didn't let her talk about what she said. Maybe the teacher has a student in her class. And you cut her off. And that was the end of it. She couldn't explain herself.
Watch the full episode.
I did. I watched it once.
Yeah, no, she goes into greater detail. We talked for like 20 minutes about how she was like, she explicitly said she did not care if 10-year-olds were shown blowjobs.
I think
that is not what she said. And I'm sure most of you in my audience know that Emma Vigeland did not go on Tim Pool's show and say, I don't care if 10-year-olds see blowjobs. I can't even imagine someone like Emma saying that, even in a joking context. But Tim is such a little fucking brat. He gets so fucking upset at his co-host when he's, really speaking some of the most truth I have ever heard on Tim Pool's program, at least in a very long time, sitting there saying, look, Majority Report, you know, they like to make jokes on there. You know, they like to do comedic shit. And, you know, they really do get a kick out of, you know, making you upset. And you get upset a lot because you're a fucking crybaby. And then this guy literally says, you called Emma a pedo and advocating for pedophilia, and that's not what she was doing. And Tim cuts him off, gets so fucking angry because he wants to control the narrative so bad. He is, and you even heard him say it out loud. He said, this isn't me being upset about being dunked on. Tim, yes it is. You wouldn't have even said that out loud if it wasn't. You fucking idiot. He's so dumb. It's so easy. It is so easy to sit here and pick apart the shit that he says.
I think Majority Report primarily is like a comedy show / it's more like the Daily Show. Like
I wouldn't. Also, I don't know if I would say the Majority Report is like the Daily Show. I think I feel like the Daily Show is Definitely, I love the Daily Show. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've missed it since the strike has started. I'm not going to lie, but the majority, or excuse me, the Daily Show is a lot more broad. They have celebrities on there to talk about stuff, but as far as like talking about really specific issues, Majority Report, they talk about so much different stuff, and they have some really, really good experts on. They have some really, really good people on that give some really, really great analysis into whatever issues that they may be talking about. I feel like the Majority Report is a step above the Daily Show. I understand, I think, where he was coming from with that comparison, but I don't agree with it.
And whereas this show's more serious, and I think they both, Sam and Emma, get a kick out of making you upset. Like, it's just part of like
Ian.
I don't understand how Tim can be surrounded by this guy who clearly has at least a little bit of common sense, because he is stating something that's clearly obvious to anybody with a brain, and Tim is getting upset at him. This guy is giving Tim a reality check in front of all of us, and Tim is upset about it.
Your
Ian,
friends around when you're little.
Hold up. This is not. No. I'm stopping you. I'm sorry. This is not me being like, oh.
You're not sorry. You want to control the narrative. You want it to look like you are, the good guy. You're the anti groomer, whatever it is he wants to position himself to be. It's just not going to work.
Oh, I can't believe I got dunked on it. This is Emma advocating for pedophilia.
No, it's not.
Yes,
you cut her off at 1:05. I was watching this clip.
And this is ultimately, and I've been making jokes. I've been laughing here. I do really think, and this isn't just for Emma. This is just for like everyone that I see this happen to, and this happens to me in my comments. For those of you that go down, read the comments, comment on my videos, you might have seen some of this. There are people in my comment section that call me a pedophile. They call me a groomer. They call me all of this really wacko, crazy shit. And they're YouTube comments. It's whatever. You guys, these people can hide behind this wall of, I don't know who they are. So they're completely anonymous, so I don't have to, worry about it. But when it's someone like Tim Pool going on his show and saying, well, Emma Vigeland is a pedophile, or any of these right-wingers, they say they're a groomer, they're a pedophile, I personally think that that's like actually defamation. And if you can't substantiate claims of calling someone a groomer or a pedophile, that whoever is being called that, I really do think that they should take legal action again for slander and defamation against whoever is doing that, because I cannot fucking fathom randomly calling somebody a groomer or a pedophile because they support, or really in this context it's Emma being anti-censorship, and Tim Pool takes that as, well, Emma's a pedophile. What the fuck is wrong with you? What? And again, there's so many people that have this mindset. If you have this mindset of, if you support LGBTQIA+, or you support transgender people or whatever, if you think that that makes you a groomer or a pedophile, you're fucked up. You are fucked up bad, okay? That's not a normal thing to think. I don't know if you're brainwashed by all of the Republican GOP propaganda that is literally everywhere. I don't know if, whatever it is, I don't know if it maybe, again, the only real, like, actual explanation that I can think of when I hear somebody like Tim Pool call Emma Vigeland a groomer or a pedophile is that they themselves are a groomer or pedophile, and they are trying to shift the focus onto someone else so that people are not looking at them for that thing. I can't think of any other explanation, reasonable explanation as to, again, why these right-wingers, why these crazy-ass motherfuckers run around and call people pedos and groomers. They need to fucking be sued for every fucking penny that they have when they do shit like that, because that is fucking terrible, awful. I don't understand how this type of content is allowed to be on YouTube. It's just up there for everyone to see, and I have an ad blocker, so I don't know if YouTube is running ads on it or not, but regardless, it's still up here. It's literally Tim calling people, and this goes for all the right-wing content. It's up here. These people are calling people groomers. They're calling them pedophiles, have nothing to substantiate those claims, are just calling them that because they don't like their stance on certain issues. I don't think it needs to be here. I'm not okay with that at all, and I do think that we need to hold these people accountable to the fullest extent that we possibly can. That's going to be it for the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, press that little bell, turn on all notifications so you guys never miss an upload.